black and gold home for the New Orleans Saints.
Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gonna beat them Saints? Who that?
Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that, 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 Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your shame for the championship. Bucking on town, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy and you probably smell the crooked referees on Roger Goodell. Yeah, probably like this and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that, where we do that. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. It's the sports coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Welcome. You're now rocking with the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys, but we have intense, entertaining, educating, and enlightening sport talk from your favorite sports fam. I'm Big Q. Shout out to the fam. And my goddamn intro music, it's so good we got to spin it twice, but we don't have time for that tonight. Shout out to the fam. We up in this thing. Shout out to the fam. Appreciate my brothers joining in for this episode of the Coma. And this is our Saints roundtable discussion. What volume is this, Till? Is this 2 or 3, bro?
I think it's 3. This might be 3.
Okay,
I think it's 3, man.
Okay, number 3. We do so much, bro. I'll be forgetting sometimes. But shout out to the fans for being in here. We got my dog from the Nola Breaux, Till. I said Till. Till, the legend, is in the building. Shout out to him. And shout out to the Nola Breaux he's representing. And my dog, Dolph 17 from the Keeping It Real Who That podcast is my dog Randolph in the building. Shout out to him. And Randolph be keeping it real, man. Randolph,
come on in.
Got that Barry White swag to him when he come up there, man, dropping the knowledge. So shout out to the fam. Thank y'all for joining me for this.
Shout out to Dalton, man.
How you doing? Come on in.
Come on in.
Much love to the fam. Appreciate you being up in here. So
that Barry White.
We got you know that's why you laughing. Shout out to the fam, man. Listen, man, we good up in this thing, man. And listen, man, we're gonna talk some black and gold and family. We're gonna pop right on into it. Randolph and Till, bro, we go over the transaction report straight from the Saints on site. Saints have signed cornerback Chris Harris Jr. from the practice squad to the elevated roster. The same for Kevin White from the practice squad to the elevated roster, and terminated the contract of wide receiver Keith Kirkwood. So not too many things shaking, fam. We had on this one, fellas, we had a very interesting, 10 days of football from the Thursday matchup. A lot of stuff we thought was going to happen after a dismal 2-5 start. And as I showed on the last stream, from a statistical and historical standpoint, there's no need to hit the panic button because teams have come back from this sort of thing before and the precedent is set. So with that being said, before we jump into that, let me get you guys' thought processes on the season where it stands. We're going to start with you first, Randolph. Give me your thought process on where we are 2-5 and how you like the job that Dennis Allen doing or not doing.
Well, evidently we're not where we want to be. No one foreseeing this starting the season in the summer. I kind of warned everybody as well as myself everything looks good on paper, but championships are not won on paper. You have to come together as a team. And so far, this team has been lacking discipline. For 7 straight weeks, we have to come on week after week and say the same thing. The Saints beat themselves. Untimely penalties, turnovers, fumbles, jumping off sides, bad tackling, poor communication in the secondary, defense and line not living up to their billing. A former #1 draft pick who was a healthy scratch, and Peyton Turner early in the season. So we're at a stage right now at 2-5 where no one expected us to be, but all is not lost because of the other teams in the division. What is funny is if we somehow win tomorrow and we go to 3-5, the whole division can be 3-5, but the Falcons or the Panthers would be in sole possession of first place with a 3-5 record, which is crazy. So everything is still here in front of this team, and we got to look at the injuries too. Once again, the injury bug is hitting this team hard. Yeah. We thought it hit hard last year when we had over 58 different starting lineups throughout the year, and this year really hasn't gotten off to any better start. Yeah. And as far as Dennis Allen, early on in the year, I was with. I didn't want to hold this pass against him. The easiest thing is to do is to look at a person's past and try to say that's how they're going to be. Everybody can change. Everybody can grow. But this man, I mean, he lost me when he came out the locker room from halftime last week. And the reporter asked him, "What would you tell your quarterback to do different?" And this man stood on national TV and say nothing. Keep doing what he's doing. Are you serious? This man just threw an awful red zone pick. The Saints could have went up 14-3. They had all the momentum. He didn't go through his progression. Chris Olave was open in the right flat. After Callaway lets the ball pop up, it gets returned for a touchdown. He comes very back and throws a pick six. He says he got hit. Okay, you got hit, but it still with 3 or 4 people there where the window you were trying to throw it in. It still was a bad decision. So right now, not happy where they're at, but all is not lost. This team still has a chance if they can come together and get some bodies back, but it has to start now. It's a 10-game season. And I'm calling this Sunday opening week. This is opening week for them of the 10-game schedule. It's just a 10-game schedule. The 7 games, the 7 games don't even exist to me anymore. So that's where I'm at, fellas.
All right, same question, Till, man. What we got to do? What we got to do here, man? What's your thoughts on that?
Oh man, well, first of all, I gotta say I'm very disappointed on how it started because I mean I predicted a very successful season in record-wise. So, like Brother Dalton said, we have to go back to injuries. Injuries is killing us. It's the biggest reason why we're in a position that we're in right now. Coaching is also a thing that we have to look at if it continues, but injuries has been killing us, man, from the cornerback position, from the running back position, from the guard position, from the receiver position. The insurance policy that we have in Michael Thomas as far as Jarvis Landry is hurt, and it's been hurt for a long time, and we don't know nothing about it. So I think a lot of things that we've been happening is us killing ourselves. We talked about our stream that a lot of games we have lost have been because of us. Penalties, everything else, us shooting ourselves in the foot. So I think right now what we need to do is just execute, less turnover. I mean, less penalties, less turnovers. And like we said, we need to create turnovers. The biggest disappointment for me, it's been the defense. I've been very disappointed in the defense. The run defense in particular. Like, man, we was once a very stingy. You had to work to beat this defense. You had to gain a yard. You had to work. So the run defense has been, I could just say, man, trash to me. Not what I'm used to. And we just have to tighten up on that and get healthy. I think getting healthy is going to fix a lot of things. If we have our guys that we projected in the season being there. So I thought Michael Thomas, Jarvis Landry, Chris Olave was going to be on the team on
on the field at the same time. Defense, I thought Marshawn Lattimore, Alante Taylor, and Paulson Adebo was going to be on the field at the same time. I love what Brother Dolph said about Peyton Turner. That's crazy that we have a first-round pick that's a healthy scratch. That is crazy to me. So we need you to step up real big, brother, because last year was a red shirt season. Now this year, you're not hurt. Well, you got hurt also, but it's more of you with not being able to a healthy scratch, and that's crazy to me. So I think we need to get hurt, and I think we need to execute and limit penalties against us, turnovers, and create more turnovers.
Yeah, bro. As well said, bro. Both accounts is true. We need insurance policy for the insurance policies. That's pretty much what it comes down to. Because yes, you're absolutely right. Landry was an insurance policy for Mike Thomas, and then of course Andy Dalton was the insurance policy for Jameis Winston, who then Dennis Salad said he's 100% healthy, but then goes to Andy Dalton. Let's see. He's the head coach. He's the man with the plan. We see how it factors out. Teal dropped, but I'm pretty sure he'll be back. We'll bring in Hoodie. Hoodie is to join in the live stream tonight. Hoodie, welcome on in, my brother. How you doing?
I'm doing good. How about you?
Well, I'm doing as good as I can do, bro. Keeping the faith. 2-5, bro. Going to 3-5 tomorrow. That's my outtake. Welcome on in the stream, my friend. We talking about the outlook on the 2-5 team moving forward. Give me your account there, Hoodie.
All right, so this is how I feel so far. I'm like,
why you had to take a deep breath like that, Hoodie? What's going on, brother?
Oh man, Roach been kicking my butt. I just got done taking
bro. Is that
my
what
drink, my alcohol drink that I made me. You know
okay.
what I'm saying?
Okay.
Drink a Red Bull, man.
But I'm drinking right now, so.
Oh, okay. Go ahead, Hood. I'm sorry. I thought you had to take that long breath because you're like, man, damn, man, it's a tough season on me. You know what I'm saying? I had to take a deep breath on that before I answer that damn question.
No, sir. So basically, how I feel, I'm like you. I'm trying to stay positive with everybody, tell everybody, look at us. We're literally one game behind, not even one game. We're half a game now. All we got to do is win this weekend, and we'll be, tied for first, even though I think Atlanta or Panthers, whoever wins that game, is going to have the number one spot. But I keep telling people this, is that a lot of people were saying, well, Andy Dalton, I think we need to keep rolling with him. The offense been looking really great with him. Once Jameis does come back, why ruin that? And I told people, yeah, Andy Dalton, and the offense, they are looking a whole lot better. But don't forget, they are running the ball now, too. They never, gave up on the run play, even though we fumbled or, turned the ball over. When Jameis had the 4 fractures in his back and, was playing with that ankle injury, they were throwing the ball forever. And every time we ran the ball and Mark Ingram or Alvin Kamara or somebody fumbled, they just gave up on the run play. So once, you get a healthy Jameis back, which, just to tell y'all, the rumors where Dennis Allen said he's healthy. I did talk to Jameis one-on-one, who is personal, guy that can talk to him, saying the dude is not 100% healthy yet. Yeah, he's good enough to, to go in the game if you need him, but no, he's not 100% healthy. Like Dennis Allen said, he said healthy, and I'm just choosing Andy Dalton because they said with the fracture back that he has, would take about almost 10 weeks for him to heal. And ain't been 10 weeks in the NFL yet. So a lot of people need to start tripping on that part of the injury. But I keep telling people, with the running game that they're doing now, if they just keep the run game going and you add a healthy Jameis Winston in there and let him execute like he does with them play actions, this team is going to start, it's going to take off even more. It's going to score more points, I believe, with a healthy Jameis. Second of all, we got so many good playmakers, young stars that we didn't know that we had on the team, like Rashid Shaheed, coming in here. And once you get the ball into his hand for a touchdown, let's just stop looking his way. That's the stuff that's kind of confusing me, is that you got other people that are here or willing to show you that I can play. And you just let him score a touchdown, a big play, and just never look his way again. Not even call his number. So the Saints need to start, hey, if I got these little playmakers and every time I put it in this guy's hand and he scored, why not look for him? Because, a lot of people are going to have their eyes on Chris Olave this weekend because that's who we only have right now. So that's what I would do. Keep the run game going. do some play action, throw him deep to receive Saheed, or Chris Olave, depending on who's open. I do think we need to get the ball into Rashid's hand a lot more. Keep the damn running game going with AK and them. I'm still confused. We picked up Miles Sanders like 2 weeks ago. When are they gonna put Miles Sanders in and activate him off the practice squad and use him? Because to be honest with you, I really do think Miles Sanders can be better than Mark Ingram.
You mean Howard?
Oh, I said Miles Sanders, Jordan Howard. Yeah,
Jordan Howard. Yeah.
I'm thinking of him because he's from the Eagles too.
No, I got you. I know
My bad, y'all. Jordan Howard. So I'm surprised we haven't activated him yet.
Yep.
The other thing is, I think it's this Tuesday's the trade deadline. A lot of people are getting scared on Twitter about the rumor saying that the Saints are willing to trade Alvin Kamara. The only way they said they would trade him if we got our first round pick back. And I think the only reason why they would do that and get their first round pick back from the Eagles is because if you get your own pick back from the Eagles and you traded Kamara, then you most likely lost this game Sunday, and then you're ready to tank and get a top 5 pick. That's what they probably gonna do if that happened. But you heard Kamara. He said y'all just love starting bullshit. He doesn't want to be traded. He's not going anywhere. So I don't see it happening. But if you go look on Twitter, it's all over by people who are talking about it. But me, I don't think the Saints are gonna get rid of him because literally we're half a game away from being in the number 1, in our division. So why would you trade a captain of your team, the guy who's actually in the locker room telling and hyping up this team more than Dennis Allen is?
That was good to see too about Alvin Kamara because he's more of a lead by example type guy. To hear him say that, because since he got brung into this Who Dat Nation, he's been used to winning, so he's not getting used to not winning, and I love that because, like you said, we can't go off of what everybody else is doing in the conference and things. Like, we got to worry about our division. And right now, our division say we still in it. And everything that went wrong for us, shout out to Dalton because he said it earlier. Like, we damn near picked off what we did last year with the injuries. But the only difference is now we're getting in the beginning of the year. So hopefully we can start trending in the right direction at the end of the year. And with this division giving us hope, it's giving us a shot to get ourselves together. Yeah, you messed up. You know what you're supposed to be, but now you have the time to get ground back and take over this division. It's not too late, y'all.
No, and you're right, man. You guys alluded to some great points, man, to be quite honest with you. And you have to focus on, like when you're going through dire straits, you keep it real, and also you focus and you stay positive, man, because you know what you're capable of doing. 2-5 is a tough thing to do, but I think more than likely the Saints have the ability to pull themselves out of it. So they most certainly have the talent.
Yeah.
So at this point, usually when bad stuff like this occurs, it galvanizes the team to move forward. So let's talk about that because I've been hearing a lot of crazy stuff around the league. We hear all these ridiculous dumb capping ass trade rumors is going on. Don't make much sense, but see, it's validated because people don't really have faith in Dennis Allen as a head coach. Yeah. And in his ability to pull it together and I can't be too mad at him because he never exhibited that before. So whatever he's going to do in a positive fashion, he's going to have to do it and show us that he's capable of doing it like other coaches do. That's how you earn respect in this league. You got to overcome those type of things. So let me swing it back around to Randolph and throw this at you, Randolph. The charge to go after the starting quarterback, many people thought, and Hoodie did drop the thing about what the guy was saying about Jameis Winston. And I heard that DC sent me some stuff the other day. And of course, we talked about it originally because if you look up the summation of the time that it takes for one to heal from that, that it don't equate to what the Saints are doing unless they gave him some sensu beans and he all of a sudden healed up pretty damn fast. So, I mean, we know obviously that's not the case for him to say 100%. But you have to look at Dennis Allen's way of explaining injuries because he ain't good at that. When somebody asks him about Mike Thomas's toe, did you hear what he said to the reporter? Well, I'm not a doctor. You don't need to be a doctor to understand timelines, coach. So I mean, that guy got some work to do on that. But talk to about his selection at the quarterback position, Randolph. What do you think about? Do you think is that a good call to go with Dalton over Jameis Winston at this interval?
Because Jameis is hurt, yeah. Do I like it? Now, if Jameis was fully healthy, do I like it? No. And let me say this. the Who That Nation has been split on this Jameis and Dalton. Andy Dalton was brought in to be the backup as insurance. Now he is the insurance policy because Jameis is hurt. My thing is this. When he came out Wednesday and he said that we're going with Andy and I guess for the foreseeable future. My thing is when Jameis played this year, Jameis played healthy this season, only maybe 3.5 quarters. And we saw what happened in the Atlanta game, how he brought the Saints back, the great rally. Then he gets the full crack vertebrae in that game. You instead of putting Andy in against Tampa Bay, you let Jameis go out there. He can't move, and he got full crack vertebrae in his back. That's going to affect his game. That's going to affect him throwing the ball.
Fact,
so what do? They let him play. And then he gets the injury with his foot, which we just found out this week.
Just finding out.
We just finding out about that.
We just found out about the back injury 20 minutes before game time.
Right, exactly.
20 minutes before game time.
Exactly.
What's going on?
Right before game 20, man. You hit it on the head, man. So my thing is, you come out and you say I'm going with Andy Dalton. To me personally, you can't go back to Jameis. To me, you putting all your eggs in Andy with Andy Dalton, and here's why I say that. I believe it was Nick, John Henderson, or maybe brother Ross that reported, but he had a meeting this week with Miss Benson and Mickey Loomis. Then you come right out on a Wednesday and you announce that Andy Dalton is gone, that Jameis is healthy, but we're going to go with Andy because of the offense. How the offense, it's an offensive decision. Okay, the offense has been looking better, right? Jameis was hurt. Andy's been healthy. Stats ain't that much better than what Jameis was. Now, but I know a lot of Jameis haters, and I'm talking about the Jameis haters and Who That Nation, who never wanted them anyway, who never liked them, who were just waiting and salivating for him to have that game like he had against Tampa Bay, so they could come on and say, there you go, I told you so. I knew. You know what I'm saying? Listen, Andy Dalton is a very good backup quarterback, but Andy Dalton is not, at this stage of his career, to me, Andy Dalton is not going to, you don't want Andy Dalton to go out there and feel like he has to win the game. Right now, even with all the injuries we have, the Saints have weapons. Like who did just let's say we have uncovered gems. You got Rashid Shaheed, who they stashed. I'm gonna tell y'all again, they purposely stashed this kid the entire summer. They knew what they was doing.
They knew what they was doing. The injury, that's it. Wouldn't even be seeing them.
And I understand a lot of people crying about, man, that first round pick next year gonna be a top 5, a top 10 pick. Family. I'm going to tell y'all again, the top 10 pick next year for the Saints is on the team now. He's your leading receiver. He's on pace to be probably the rookie of the year in Chris Olave.
Talk to him.
And this year's number 1 pick, Trevor Penny, he's on the mend. He should start working out this coming week, trying to get back. Yeah. So as far as the start, me liking it, I didn't like the me. To me, it's almost like they set up Jameis to fail. You know, but listen. All I care about is winning. Whoever's under center Sunday, I'm riding with Andy Dalton. I want Andy Dalton to go out this Sunday. I want him to turn back the hands of time. Yeah, I want him to play like the Andy Dalton who was leading Cincinnati to 2, 3, 4 division titles and leading them to the playoffs. That's what I want. I'm a Saints fan. He's my quarterback. I'm not gonna sit up tomorrow like some of y'all did when Jameis was out there. And like, man, I can't wait till he throwing himself. Just waiting. As soon as he do it, what you do? I told he trash. He did see that. Man, I see my wife just had this talk with me. Not to do that, but so I ain't gonna say what I know I'm gonna say, but y'all know they done heard it before. Go ahead, T. I'm through, bro. I'm through.
Nah, man, I think you had some great points, man. A lot of what you said. I'm the same sentiment, man. Like, a healthy Jameis, I would definitely want over Andy Dalton right now because the upside, man. But I don't think it's fair what happened with Jameis going through.
because we can't. None of us can control what's happening to him. But it's not fair. Just after how his season ended, the season he was having 14 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Then you come back, you get hurt in preseason with your ankle, recovering from your knee. Then you go into the first game, you get hurt the back, and then the second game, the foot. Like, that's tough for you, man, after still recovering from the knee. So I just think Jameis didn't have a fair shake, and it's not over nobody's being, but just how the NFL works, man, and how this game happens. But right now, because I think that foot has a lot to do with planting and everything else, him running and stuff like that. So right now, a healthy Andy Dalton, I'd rather if a hurt Jameis. I don't want him to be a liability out there. I saw in the Buccaneers game where it was clear first down and he didn't want to run for it because he, you know what I'm saying, his back, his foot, you know, he couldn't do it. He didn't want to take that pressure. We ain't thinking about a 300-pound man jumping back on your back or falling on your foot. You're not thinking about those things. But, man, what scares me, though, is if he don't get another opportunity, man, we're in a position now, like, what is the future of the Saints quarterback? Who is the future? Because Andy Dalton now, yeah, he could get us to the playoffs, and you know what I'm saying, we could do something with it. But I'm talking about the future. That is going to be a big question mark going forward if he don't get another opportunity to regain the starting spot. And you never want a man to lose his position on an injury because that's, you know, man, that sucks or whatever the case is, and you're not supposed to. But, you know, right now they're going with what they think is the best move. And when I say this, we throw it on Dennis Allen, but I'm thinking too, was it Pete Carmichael who had hit, you know what I'm saying? Was it Elvin Kamara who was like, I like Andy, you know, Jameis cool. You know, we don't know everything that went into this decision, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just we're gonna see how it play out. But right now I take a healthy Andy Dalton right now. But Jameis, I feel like has the most upside. But is he ever gonna get right and fully healthy? Because since this knee injury, it's been injury after injury for him, man, and it sucks for him. But right now, that it's the hand we dealt, and I'm on 100% doubt chain. At the end of the day, it says the New Orleans Saints. So no matter who's behind that center, that's who I'm rocking with, and that's who I'm rooting for, because it's our team, and we got to root for what's going to be best for our team right now. You can go back in history, look at Instagram pages, YouTube videos. I love Jameis. But right now, we have to do what's the best for this team. And if a fully healthy Jameis was out there, this will be a whole nother discussion. But between his back and his foot and his ankle, he's not there yet. So I think Andy Dalton is going to give us our best hope. I hope so. I'm going to say that. I hope so. Because Andy Dalton is a good game manager. But I wonder how the relationship with him and Chris Olave at the deep ball is going to transpire. You know what I'm saying? He threw the great one to Rashid Shaheed. Shout out to Rashid Shaheed, man. Shout out to everybody who was talking on Hoodie had saying some things about him. But that's and Dolph too. That's a very impressive young man. 2 touches, 2 touchdowns. Whoa.
Yeah,
whoa.
but your offensive coordinator go away from him in the second half.
Yeah, that's true. I seen him out there the second game. Who we played, the Cardinals. He was more out there. Andy Dalton didn't go to him as much, but like he did the Bengals game, at least he got on the field more. So I'm hoping, like you said, Pete got him in the game plan, Dolphin, just really using that guy, because we have weapons. We have, and like I was saying before, and I apologize, y'all, I had to jump off the other device and jump on the phone, man. But man, dog, we have weapons out there. The fact that, man, Michael Thomas is out and Jarvis Landry, who was the insurance policy, man, we got a bad hand right now, and we got to just fight through that. So this offense, man, has been doing their thing. It's mostly the defense. But right now, if I'm going with it, Andy Dalton, hold it down right now. Hold it down, Andy.
All right, that was well said by both of y'all. The Chris Olave thing was interesting too. You put his statistics up and what he's doing. He's been performing very well. 32 catches, 495, 2 touchdowns. And one of the more impressive stats, this man averaging 15 and a half yards every time he catch the goddamn ball. 15.5.
We had to go get our man, Q. We had to go get our man.
Yeah, and of course, and that the wise words there by Till making mention, and Randolph said the same thing. that the Saints giving up multiple picks to move up to get Chris Olave in an attempt to appease Michael Thomas, but also sets you get a fantastic superstar wide receiver who probably, if he keeps going at this pace, will win that offensive rookie of the year award, which will be pretty cool for us to see that happen with Chris Olave. He's a natural. He is a natural. All right, let me do this. Let me kind of glide on ahead. We talked about the offense. I know Hoodie alluded to a lot of great points about the offense before, and he talked about Jameis Winston and dropped some knowledge. Let's walk across the bridge that Till just made us over to the defense. Now, we know that, and we heard Demario Davis talk about this in the press conference, that the fact that the defense is the strength of the team, which was the question I posed to the Who Dat Nation when we had Alex Karras from the Arizona Locked On Cardinals podcast that came in and spoke about the offense. His squad was the Batman, so to speak, of that team, and the defense was a complement to that offense. Well, this is different. Here, the defense was a few players we thought from the previous year off from a Super Bowl level. So let's talk about that. Hoodie, this defense, man, thoughts on the defense and turning it around. What they're going to do in upcoming matchup against them, the Raiders.
Yes. They definitely need a turnaround for sure. The defense hasn't been performing like we thought. And I just seen this on Twitter earlier. I think they said us, the Lions, the Raiders, and one other team, I can't remember, allowed 20 points per game so far. And they said what this defense, disappoints is a disappointment so far this year. So, I mean, yes, we allowed 20-plus points in each game, which is not good. Like, the Saints defense, the last few years, 4 or 5 years, we're not used to seeing this. We're used to seeing a dominant side and just a low scoring on the offense, because the offense just couldn't really get it together, But now we finally running the ball for almost 200 yards per game. We're actually getting in the end zone. But the defense, I feel like they can turn around. I think it's also injuries too that's killing us as well. It's like, no Marshawn Lattimore last week, no Paulson Adebo, and no Bradley Roby when he got hurt in the first play.
That was crazy.
It's like now you just got like basically practice squad players coming on. So I feel like, once we get a healthier squad back out there, you got your whole squad out there and they actually playing and trying to get their chemistry together, it's going to start looking a little bit different. But they've been trying to get their chemistry together at the beginning, but then everybody just started dropping like flies, just like the offensive side. Everybody just started dropping down, getting hurt. And I thought it was going to be a better season, with injuries, because of the new coach we got that was supposed to be helping us with the injury side. But it looks like that ain't helping so far. So, I mean, the only thing I think we can do on defense now is to put pressure, a lot of QB pressures, but I don't know if anybody noticed. Everybody's complaining like, why we're not getting this many sacks, why we're not doing this and that. But if you look at most of the players that we're playing against, they all playing to get the ball out so damn quick. They're making sure they getting that ball out. Like when we played Tom Brady, why we didn't get to Tom Brady? His O-line was all banged up, man. You're playing practice squad players because Tom Brady came with a plan to get that ball out in 1 second. As soon as he hiked it, he wanted to get it out of his hand because he knew that we were going to get to him. So, like, I think a lot of those QBs are playing in those type of plays. Like the team is scheming up some plays for that to make sure they get it out in 1 or 2 seconds. And also, some of these quarterbacks that we played so far are scrambling quarterbacks. So they can, run outside and fake you like they're going to go back out and cut right back in. And our dudes are not that athletic to be doing that on the D-line. So I think the D-line is doing pretty damn good. You're just not seeing on the on the paper saying that we got a lot of sacks, but if you're really watching it, they putting a lot of pressure. It's just some of them are scrambling quarterbacks, or some of them are just literally hiking the ball, saying hut and throwing the ball already because when you don't have Lattimore out there and a Debo on each side, receivers gonna get open quick. All they gotta do is run a little quick slant and they open. So, like I said, I think the defense gonna get better. Big Q, I really do think they're gonna get better once we get healthy. And they said no Lattimore this weekend, but a Debo. But, I mean, I should feel a little bit of positive because I know Adebo did good against Devontae last year in his rookie debut against him. So, I mean, I can see us, doing good. The only thing is, can the defense hold them to maybe just 20 points and us score 30 points? Can we do that? I think we can. But the defense got to show us.
All right. Thank you, Hoodie. This is another thing. And shout out to the family before we keep this thing rolling. I appreciate all y'all for joining us in this thing as well. Shout out to the fam. Appreciate each and every last one of y'all for being in the stream. I know I didn't have an opportunity to go through my individual shout outs to the Who Dat family members. You know how I feel about you guys. You know how I feel about the family members. You know, y'all, it wouldn't be nothing without y'all. I always tell y'all that, man, because without
Yeah, man.
family support, we wouldn't be here. You know,
Bro.
we all the Who Dat Nation, man, and that's why we doing this thing. But like I've said, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Feel free to share the shows on any social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You know, blast the show out there to the rest of the Who Dats. Let them know we having a constructive and positive roundtable about solutions, not just bashing the team, but coming up with solutions of how and our thoughts on how the Saints can move this thing. I don't think they're out of the woods. I've talked about that before, but let's keep the defensive theme rolling. Hoodie covered a lot of ground right there. Going back to you, Randolph, defense, man, is something. And Hoodie talked about the adjustments a lot of the offenses are making by getting out the ball faster.
Right.
Of course, we also have to deal with the injuries that you mentioned. Peyton Turner missing several games. The NASCAR package not looking like the NASCAR package. It's looking like the I don't know, whatever, the snail car package or whatever. I mean, I don't know.
It ain't looking fast.
Ain't nothing fast about it, bro. It looked like the
fast about it,
right. It looked like the
But
broke down car package. That's what the hell it looked like. So
can't
yeah,
run it.
yeah, the thing is, and let's talk about that because Hoodie brought up a good point about that, man, about the defense and how you have these offenses. And I talked about this about Pete Carroll and how he was doing, how you seen Arthur Smith use Mariota to have some success against the Saints, and they woke up on him. And if it wasn't for the destructive nature that Atlanta has in giving up games on the back end, they might have held on to that one. But we was able to get that one from them. Also, you've seen the peak. The Pete Carroll game, the Cliff Kingsbury, what he was doing, what the Bengals did when they went into a shotgun, which Solomon Wilcox talked about on the stream. Solomon said some real stuff. You know, a lot of people know. He said, man, when you're in the shotgun, you eliminate the blind side. Or having a blind side, like a quarterback have a blind side when they're under center, but when they're in the shotgun, ain't no blind side. He can see the field and he buys extra time. So that was something that they've been using against the Who Dat Nation. Now, how do we neutralize this? Because I guarantee you what, Randolph, when we play against the Raiders tomorrow, I'm pretty sure, just like other teams do, they're going to run that same similar skill set, using a shotgun a lot, running big Josh Jacobs, who's reason why that offense is moving on his back. Right. They'll be using him. This guy averaging 5.5 yards per carry, something ridiculous
about
like that.
About 5.3, I believe.
Something like that. It's ridiculous, but he is the bell cow for what they're doing, and everything is on his back off the passing. So how do we neutralize them attempting to use what the Bengals and Arizona did in previous games? We have to pull that down. How do we stop that? What are your thoughts?
Well, first thing we got to do, which we haven't done this season, we got to stop the run. We have to make them one-dimensional. We have to come in. We have to stop the run. You have to make the Raiders one-dimensional. Now, the problem is, so far this season, our D tackles have not been doing their job. And the main one I'm talking to, I'm glad the camera's on me. David Onyemata, you've been missing the action, bro, the entire season. You up? We need you. The Who Dat Nation need your teammates need you. Shy Tuttle, your play has been suspect the entire season, brother. Malcolm Roach is not. I believe this would be Malcolm Roach's third or full game back. Malcolm Roach, if he wouldn't have got hurt in that preseason finale, Malcolm Roach would have been the starter next to David Onyemata, in my belief.
Yes, sir.
And he's come back. He's brought that energy. When he's out there, he's actually giving you a push up the middle. Malcolm Roach is playing on the other side of the line of scrimmage right now. No other defensive tackle is doing that right now. So we have to make the Raiders one-dimensional. And Q, like me, you, and Till was talking before the show. And family, I'm gonna say this again. Pay attention to first down, offensively and defense. If you go back and you look at every Saints game, every touchdown drive that they have allowed this year, they continuously lost on first down. What I'm saying, they allowed each team they play on first down on their touchdown drives to average at least 5, 6, or even 7 yards per play on first down. Now you allowing this team to be in second and short, second and manageable. The entire playbook is open up to them. So tomorrow, my thing is this. First thing, let's stop Josh Jacobs. We know we can stop the running game. We did it against Tampa Bay. When Leonard was talking about he's going to come in here and run for 175 yards or whatever, and the Saints shut him down. So we have the horses. We have the horses to do it. Demario Davis and Pete Werner. And shouts out to Pete Werner, man.
Shout out to Pete Werner.
I saw somebody in the chat saying we missing CD, we missing Marcus Williams, and we missing Quan. We not missing Quan. You missing Quan. We not missing Quan. Quan is in New York because Quan didn't want to be a backup, and Pete Werner is showing you why he's the starter. It's no fluke. That kid's for real. Look, 45 solos. Was he at 60 tackles now or more? Right now, he's all over the field, and he's getting better every game. But as far as the defense, man, we have to stop the run, man. We have to. So the first thing for me is stop the run, make them one-dimensional, and give ourselves a chance. And I like our young cornerbacks. Alontae Taylor, y'all talking about the swag? Alontae Taylor, he bought the swag back. That kid's got swag. He cocky. He don't care. He cocky and he confident. He don't care who it is.
Against D Hop.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. Y'all saw him go out there against D Hopkins and what he did. So with this kid and with Adebo coming back, Chris Harris Jr. go get better. It's been a while. He's knocking off the rust. He's going to get better. Man, look, we got a chance. There's no team this season. The Saints that went on the field, and that team's just been heads and above better than the Saints. We all have said here week after week on our own platforms, and we've said the same thing. The Saints continue to beat themselves. This week, they just can't do it.
All right, thanks, Randolph. Shout out to you, bro. Very spirited. Randolph about to get the helmet and put it on and go out there and make some tackles, and he got an extra helmet for me because I'm going too. Let me tell you something. Listen, and shout out to the fam. We got my brother CB in from the WDN chat line is in the building. Shout out to my brother. Appreciate you joining the stream for the round. Doing good, bro. Appreciate you stopping by, man, to talk some Saint football with us, bro. Let me throw this question around. We got it going on about the defense, and it'll be a good point to bring you in. Then Till, you next, and then Hoodie, of course, about the defense. We talking defense. We seen how the defense has given up several big plays. The Arizona, what was it? The Cincinnati Bengal play of one when Gillikin shanked the punt at half field. The Saints defense went out there and surrendered a 60-yard bomb, and we've seen them surrender what we call explosive plays all season long in negative consequences where the offense just could not get on the field and then, get that back for us. So talk to us about the defense and adjustments that need to be made, CB, about stopping these explosives, because that's the thing. Besides that, not turnovers and not getting enough turnovers, giving it up and not getting it back. Talk to us about what we need to do to fix it, bro.
Well, first off, man, thank you, Big Q, for bringing me back on, man. It's been a minute, man, but I definitely been tapped in.
Yeah, been too long, CB. Too long, bro.
Yeah, fam. Definitely been tapped in with you, man. But yeah, shout out to you, man. Shout out to the rest of the crew. But yeah, just like my man was saying, it started up front. David, on your mind. We can't stop. Well, just Sunday coming up. If we can't stop Josh Jacobs, just imagine, what the pressure that's gonna put on our secondary. It starts with Onyemata. He called out Onyemata.
Yes.
Onyemata a few years back was one of, if not the best run stopper in the game of football. He was arguably one of the best, if not the best, run stopper in football. It starts with him. If he can't assist in stopping the run, and Josh Jacobs is able to get through these holes, get open, where the defensive line in general, if they're not able to contain the run, you got Darren Waller, you got Hunter Wilford, you got Devontae Adams, and we limited at the secondary. I seen Adebo questionable. I believe Adebo gonna play, but he kind of been up and down. I believe the injuries have a little bit to do with it. I ain't gonna give him a full pass, but see, our secondary is limited. The guys up front, to my knowledge, all of them is playing. Am I correct on that?
Yes, sir.
Yep.
Everybody is going to be present. So why is we having these question marks about the guys up front? Davenport, we this man have a half a sack. I know, his pressures. He been getting pressures and stuff, but man, he got to be putting hands on the quarterback. That's what they wanting to pay him for. He got to put hands on the quarterback. I mean, these pressures, that's good. That's good. But if he not putting pressure on the quarterback, Sunday, he got to be putting pressure on Josh Jacobs. He's a good run stopper as well. But yeah, Onyemata starts with him. Cam Jordan been doing good in the run game. Cam Jordan, we know what type of player Cam Jordan is. But at some point, somebody else gonna have to on their defensive line. We all thought it was Davenport. He gonna have to step up and take that role because Cam ain't gonna be able to do it forever. But obviously Cam holding us afloat right now in the defensive line. But yeah, we got to stop the run. Just back to the defense in general. It starts up front. They got to stop the run. So Onyemata, he got to step it up. Davenport step it up. Shoutouts, he stepped it up. He got to step it up. He a starter now, so you getting criticized as a starter. You slid into that role this season. You got to the whole defensive line stop the run. If you're able to stop the run, that's gonna put pressure on Derek Carr. They're gonna become one-dimensional, and I believe that if we're able to stop the run, Davenport, I'm hopeful that he can, start getting some pressure touching Derek Carr. Cam Jordan, I believe he's going to be able to win his matchup Sunday. But you just got to get the running game along with getting Derek Carr off of his feet, make him uncomfortable. If we're able to do that, I believe that's going to make things easier for the secondary because we show that secondary. My man just brought up Alontae Taylor. Alontae Taylor. That I know, a lot of cats were saying D-Hop, that was his first game back, but D-Hop was out there running pretty well, and Alontae was holding his own against him. So
Straight off the injury report, stayed off the injury list, bro.
One catch.
He was holding his own. So that definitely imagine the type of confidence that's not gave Alontae. So we needed that, and his confidence is up. He gonna be starting again Sunday, and hopefully Debo was playing. If not, it's looking probably Chris Harris. But it is what it is. That's why the defensive line, everybody's healthy. It's no excuse. They got to set the tone on defense, and then everybody else follows. Honey Badger, man. I don't want to say it like this, man, but he really, like I said earlier on my podcast, he's really shown me one play this season. That was that interception. Far as a flash, like the all-decade player that we've seen in the Honey Badger. But besides that, we've been seeing key missed tackles. Start back from the Panthers game, a key missed tackle right there. I don't forgot what the score was. We was losing, but I believe if we would have stopped them on that possession, we could have got back in that game. But anyway, key missed tackle by him that game. The Bengals game, obviously, you had brought up Big Q about the explosive 60 yards that they got after Blake shanked that punt.
That was a 10-yard pass.
The back end, Tyron missed the tackle.
That's right.
Jamar Chase, 6 points right there. We can't have that by the Honey Badger. I don't know if he's declining. I really don't want to conclude that he's declining, but it's looking like that. I'm gonna give it really Sunday. This the 8th game of the season. If he is still playing the way he's playing, I'm gonna take it that if his best days is over the hill. So Demario Davis, Pete Warner, in my opinion, I believe he's been the best defensive player thus far.
Yeah,
arguably. I mean, if you think about it,
no, you're right.
No, yes.
Arguably the best defensive player. So, wasn't expecting that from Pete, but I'm definitely glad that it's happening. Because, like my man said earlier about Quan, I was one of the ones crying for Quan before the season, but once Pete took off, man, it started game one. He just took off. I was like, oh, okay, he definitely showing us that he can cover these running backs as long as tackling. We seen him tackle, but the coverage, him being in coverage, that was one of my main concerns with him coming into this season.
Right. Yeah, CB, absolutely, bro. There was a question. I scouted Pete Werner, and that's one of the things he struggled with in college was his coverage of athletic running backs out of the backfield. He's improved upon that thing, and maybe not in the fact that he's got faster, but his anticipation abilities. And I always say that about Werner. He anticipates very well, and once he sees something, you have to really do a lot to misdirect him. You got very good eye discipline, and when he sees the ball, he gets right to it. And and to the degree, he is performing very well, even outperforming his counterpart in Demario Davis, and that's saying a lot. Demario got like 25 tackles, bro, and this guy right now has 45, bro. So that's a positive when you can outperform your mentor like he's doing with Demario Davis. So that's impressive. Good, well said, that CB. All right, let's Till, this is coming to you, bro. We got about to say Oakland, the Las Vegas Raiders next. We talked about Josh Jacobs. That's the guy. Talk to us about how we slow this team down, bro, going into it. Because Jacobs he's the guy we got to look at. And how do we stop that on the defensive side? What do we need to do?
Man, all I gotta do is recap what all the brothers said because they was spot on with it. I'm not gonna be on the horse, but Cam Jordan says the best. You stop the run, time to have fun. 100%, we have to stop the run. The D-line have to produce this game. We need pressure. This is when Davenport and Peyton Turner, we going to need you in here making a run. Passing you, we going to need you. He had a decent game last game, but we going to need you in these games, man. That D-line has to come up. And now Cam Jordan, definitely, when you can see him, I ain't going to say Cam lost a step because he's still producing, and he's still probably the best one. Most consistent one on that D-line right now, but we need other people to step up other than Cam Jordan, man. We need them. So that's the number one, man. I'm gonna go back on Pete Werner. Love what I see now, Pete Werner. Shout out to Hoodie. Hoodie been called him the young Luke Kuechly. You know what I'm saying? So I just love what I see him. I call him Psycho Pete when he get up and shaking his head. I love it. So shout out to Pete Werner, man. I love what he brings to the game, man. Demario Davis, man. I feel like not his best year so far, but still getting in there with the sacks, but just got to do it. I think as a defense, one of our main problems, and brother touched on it. Shout out to CB, man. Love what you love your platform also, brother.
Yes, sir.
Missed tackles. And it's not just with Tyron, but Tyron ones are noticeable because you're the safety. You're safety, and you're supposed to be the best safety in the league. We let Marcus Williams go, not just because of that, but that was one of the fans' biggest thing. Like, he don't want to tackle. He's not a good tackler. Head down. We know. We seen the meme of him for the Minnesota men. We seen all that. And we're seeing it worse now with Marcus Williams gone. We thought in the preseason that what was going to be happening, big plays as far as over the top, so we're going to be more vulnerable. But right now, what's killing us is us missing tackles. Like brother said, Chanel played the Baker Mayfield game. That guy was having a horrible game, but we let them throw a 5-yard screen and turned it to 65 yards. Yep. The same thing with Jamarcus Chase. That was a 10 to 15-yard hit turned to 60 yards that fast. Yep. That fast. That's us missing tackles. We're not playing with the intensity that we need to. We, like AK said, we need to find our swagger back. And I agree with you, brothers. I'm going to be 100%. I agree with you, brothers, about Pete Werner way better than Quine. That's why Quine, you're expendable. You couldn't start over Pete. You was going to be in the weight. You know what I'm saying? But that swag is part of what him and CD brought. That is what they brought. And I ain't gonna lie to you, I seen a very vanilla ass defense. Even when we do big plays, I'm looking at the handshake, they looking all weak. You know what I'm saying? They don't even know like they know what they're doing. I don't like out there.
Missing like PJ.
The juice. Yeah, PJ, shout out to PJ. You missing the juice boy. I feel like with the juice.
Real talk.
We ain't got the juice. We out there just blind making plays and whatever do next play. We missing tackles. We're not bringing. Shout out to Alante Taylor. I'm gonna say something too real. Talk about the DV. Last week was crazy. We didn't miss our number 1 cornerback. We didn't miss our number 2 cornerback. We missed our 1, 2, and 3 cornerback went out last game. You understand? So healthy, getting healthy is gonna be big for this secondary. It's gonna be big for the secondary. Dennis Allen said something about Paulson Adebo. He said that this week was the best week he's seen Paulson Adebo since training camp. And he kind of said that Paulson Adebo was out there the previous week because he wanted to be out there for his team, meaning he really wasn't as healthy 100%, which most people are not 100%, but you know what I'm saying. He wasn't really himself. He was out there trying to stick it out for the team. So I'm banking on that this is a lot to do with injuries and not just a drop off, because all we heard in training camp was, MVP, Paulson Adebo, the best thing in training camp, shut down everything. Shut down everything. Da-da-da. And we get in the season, he before the season started, get hurt, ankle all the way out. With damn near was on injury reserve. If he wasn't, I'm not sure, but I know he missed a couple of games. But man, healthy. Alante Taylor, I love what I see him. Shout out to Dalton bringing him up. That dog, that swag we talk about, that confidence. Yes. I love what he brings. I love you a rookie. Before the game started, when that middle of the week, I'm ready, coach. That's what he tweeted out. I'm ready, coach. Oh, I love it. I love it. When CD got let go that same day, he put up a video basically saying, that could be me. I could do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Sorry about that. But yeah, he's confident he brings. I hope it can leak over to the rest of the team. As far as Tyron, I feel like Tyron still trying to find himself in his defense. Let's not forget about Malcolm Jenkins and his adjustments his first season in his defense. So Tyron, man, I know a lot of key missed tackles, but I ain't gonna give up on him. Because, you know, as a safety, when your name ain't really getting called, that ain't a bad thing either. You know what I'm saying? That ain't a bad thing either. So we just need more explosive plays. And like we said, behind in a what you call it?
Right.
We need to create turnovers. We're not creating turnovers. I feel like the motherfucking Chris Rashad need to put a helmet out there because he give me more juice and energy than anything. We need to create turnovers. We need to get their cleats out the grass, like he like to say. We need that. We have to put pressure on Derek Carr in this game. We have to. Once we get him rattled, and throwing the ball away and all those things, because these guys, this offense is very dangerous. Between the running game with Jacobs and you got Devontae Adams and Hunter, man, this is a dangerous team, and we can't. And don't forget about Waller.
Yes, sir.
This is a dangerous team. Waller gave us the blues the first year with Jenkins. The first year with Jenkins, he gave us a lot of problems. So we need to tighten up, and we can't play. We can't play on this defense. We have to step up.
Hey, Q. Hey, Q. Before you go to Hoodie, can you bring up the Raiders' third receiver? The kid,
Mark Collins.
Yes, he's a problem too.
Yeah, I talked about him, bro. That dude averaging almost 17 yards a catch.
Yeah, he's a problem. Look at that.
6'4", 220 up, 19 catches, 317, 2 scores, almost 17 yards per reception. Now he's dealing with a heel issue and is listed as questionable for the matchup. So yes, the Raiders do have weapons all over the place. Hoodie, coming to you next, man. Till is a bridge builder. The night he built you, he building bridges, and the bridge is Tyron Matthew, the Honey Badger. So let's talk about the Honey Badger. Does he get back on track against the Raiders? What do you think, bro?
This is how I feel about him. A lot of people are saying, he might be, losing a step. His good old days might be in the past and stuff like that. But like Till said, you ain't really hear his name as much when they passing the ball down the field. And that's a good thing. That means he's doing his job in coverage. It's the tackling part. We like, what the hell is wrong with you? This ain't the Tyron that we know. Like, we know you can hit somebody like CD Deuce used to. When we had CD Deuce, he was like another CD Deuce on the team. Right. So I think that's easy fixing for him, because he's in the NFL for a reason, because he knows, we know he can tackle. So I feel like that's easy to fix. But like I said, you haven't heard his name that much in the pass coverage down the field. And that's a really good thing. That means he's doing his job covering the backfield back there. So I think we're gonna turn around. And like I said, once you get your weapons back on defense, and Lattimore and the Debo, and you get all your healthy people back out there. PJ, when you get everybody out there to help out, then they can all start clicking together and getting their chemistry together. Compared to, let's get our chemistry together for the first 3 weeks, and then here we go. Here goes most of our starters out. So now I got get my chemistry going with the practice squad. Open now. Here's my corners again. Here's my starters. Let's get our chemistry back again because you've been out for a while, and then we needed to stay healthy. And I think once we do that, we can start seeing the Saints team taking off for real. And I think we can easily win this division.
Yeah, bro, you mentioned that. That's a lot of injuries, man. But a lot of those guys we should be able to get back in the near future, and that's a positive, man. Laddie Daddy been out for several weeks now.
Yep.
Paulson Adebo playing with an injury, but it looks like he'd be going. And then, of course, Bradley Roby, who gave up some stuff. He just hit the IR, and hopefully we get PJ. CB, you was about to chime in? You had something to say, bro? Or was that Till? Was that you?
Me. And I was about to say that was a great point by Hoodie, because I was thinking the same thing. Like I brought up Malcolm Jenkins. Malcolm Jenkins got to adjust and get comfortable with his fellow starters, and we haven't been healthy. Not only everybody, he's been. Tyron has been the healthiest part of the secondary. He's the only one who hasn't been out. Marcus May has been out. Lattimore has been out. Paulson Adebo has been out. Roby has been out. He's the newest person and the healthiest person out there. So we got to give him some time. That don't excuse his tackling. I mean, tackling will have nothing to do with healthy. But at the same time, as far as him making plays and getting comfortable in this system, we got to give him time. He's the only consistent piece that's been out there. Everybody else been hurt, and he has to adjust and make up for. You don't know all the things that go into that. So I mean, the tackling part, we got to get on that. But everything else, man, we got to give him time. We need to see him together with Marshawn, Adebo, Alante, and all those things. Because I'm pretty sure the reason why we wouldn't even be having these conversations, or even I don't want to bring it up, but Seeding wouldn't have got traded if we wouldn't have had the depth that we have it, meaning Roby and Alante Taylor. Roby's on IR and Alante just came back. Adebo been in and out. Y'all think about that. You know what I'm saying? Justin Evans, we wanted to spot play him. We didn't want him to be our main guy like that. You know what I'm saying? Yep. We wanted to roll him in there, bring him in situations and things like that. But he's in a bigger situation, just like Devontae Graham Pelican, like it was in last year without Z. You know what I'm saying? And all the reason why he came in this position to play. So, anyways, we got to wait for this guy to be with his core, with his guys and his backfield healthy, and they can get in their chemistry. Because I think we just jumping the broom with that, man. But that tackling got to get better. That tackling got to get better.
I would like to add something on too.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, Hoodie.
Yeah, so just to add on to it, just remember our team only has one pick, right?
Right.
One pick is by Tyron Matthew, and that was when Lattimore was in the game against the Vikings.
That's right.
So just remember that. So like everybody was healthy that game, basically. On the defense.
And Adebo jumped in front of that ball, and go ahead.
So that's when we picked it off. So maybe once we get some more of our starter backs, they get their chemistry better, we'll see some more big plays happen, because we all ask them why we're not getting big plays. Well, maybe because these people are not having enough chemistry together to say, I can trust to leave this person open and go try to make this big play, because he don't know what the other player is going to be like. So he's got to – so I feel like get that chemistry. Once you feel like you got the trust that, okay, I got Lattimore on the other side and I got a Debo. Okay, I can do my thing now. Yes. But like we said, the tackling, we can't do nothing about that. Only Tyron Matthew can tackle. So
right.
I think go ahead, Hoodie. Go ahead.
Oh, you good. I'm just saying I think Tyron Matthew is going to improve on his tackling for sure.
I got a question for y'all, man. This is a question. Going back to that Atlanta game, when Tyron came up and tried to tackle what's his name for Atlanta? Patterson. Do you think Tyron got injured right there, man? Because I'm gonna say this. Last Thursday was the most active and bounce and that I've seen him since week 1. Before that, he was actually coming up. He actually came up and made some plays. That was the most energy and effort that I've seen from him since week 1. Is you think it's possible he was playing with an injury we don't know about?
I thought about that too, though. Knowing the Saints, I swear this day, I thought about that. What is this? Tyron is hurt. I'm saying, why do Tyron look off? I'm thinking because I was thinking about because I know he went on his vegan journey and things like that. Now you know you got to tackle these big boys. You might have to eat some meatballs. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying. I said that to myself, like, damn. I wonder if he fights through an injury, just like we found out with James, just like we found out we don't know about, and he see what's going around him. Damn, everybody hurt. If I don't play, you know what I'm saying? So that could be something. Couple of weeks from now, we find out, dog. And it ain't far fetched, bro. It ain't far fetched. I say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's interesting, man, because it wouldn't be the first time that we found injuries out on the slick. Look what happened, how we found the Jameis stuff. Remember several years back how we found about Drew Brees, how he was broken up from a tweet from his wife, who put all that stuff out about him. Remember how we found about when Mike got hurt prior to the injury from last year, when he was on social media tweeting back and forth with Devontae Parker and said in the tweet something, we were like, what? He got what now? That's how we find out on it. We don't officially most of the time get it from the team. So it is most certainly, it's definitely possible. CB, you want to add to anything, bro?
As far as the Tyron situation, if you remember, well, I'm pretty sure y'all remember when before he became a Saint, the statement he made about how did he say it? He said that he don't believe he's a need for the Saints. Do y'all remember him saying that?
Yeah, I remember that.
He said so.
That first
So with that statement right there, and then we go ahead to bring him in. I don't know, just like y'all was saying, maybe he just need time to adjust. Maybe he trying to feel his way in the defense. I mean, because just when he made that statement right there, and then we got him kind of like, and then if you listen to his press conferences, he was kind of like trying to feel his way through. Because I mean, just look at the leadership we got on defense. I mean, with CD, it was CD, Demario, Cam, Marshawn. I mean, basically the majority of our defense, was big time leaders on the defense. So maybe he was trying to figure his way through, and then you remember he missed some time in training camp, personal reasons. So maybe he just feeling his way through. But I'm not going, I'm not giving him no pass on them tackles though.
No pass,
not a one.
Can't get a pass on that. But
unless he got 4 broken vertebrae too, unless he got 4 broken bones in his back too, you get no passes. You get no passes on them tackles.
Right, but that's a question. That's a good question though. I mean, EA just might not be saying nothing about it.
Hey, Big Q.
Yeah, go ahead, Hoodie.
Oh, I just got a question for y'all because I've been noticing this, and I talked about this on my podcast last time. I was telling people, I said, I know our defense ain't playing up to standard. They're not doing that thing here and there. They make people go through it now, and we'll, get the ball. We might score a touchdown, or we get into field goal range and kick a field goal. But haven't y'all noticed that, yes, our offense has been putting up points, but you notice a lot when we get to the red zone, we got to kick field goals. And I feel like we got enough juice on the team to get us down in the field goal range. I just feel like we are missing our big playmakers and Jarvis. When Olave was out for the game, well, you can definitely tell you missed him. Michael Thomas, you're missing your big playmakers that's going to get you in the end zone. And I feel like a lot of people are saying, well, we scored a lot of points. But I said, and we still losing. I said, yeah. But I said, what do you think would happen if we had our playmakers out there in those games and we was actually scoring touchdowns instead of field goals? I said, we'll be winning by 20 almost every game, and we still allowing 20, 30 points. And that's the sad reality. It's like, yes, the defense is playing sad, but just think if we would have just had one healthy playmaker to get us in the end zone. Like these other games would be different. And, yeah, like we said, turnovers and, penalties and stuff shot itself in the foot too. But I think we need our playmakers back.
Hey, Q.
Great point, Hoodie. I mean, that's true, man. The more the merrier, but also Carmichael has to be able to know when to put those guys in and keep them in there. When you see guys that got the heat on them, that got the hot hand, you got to use those guys. You know what I'm saying? And we'll see what they do, man. They had plenty of time to think about it. This got to be a win. I'm sorry, Randolph, what you were saying, bro?
There's a comment from in the chat from Sean C. He says, y'all stop making excuses for Tyron. They got to put him in better position to be effective. brother, I don't know what you just listening to, but it got 5 of us in here, and not one of us made no excuses for Tyron.
No
You know, nobody made an excuse. He got the tackle better. I'm just stating something, brother, that possibly could be wrong. Because you're not this good as this young man's been throughout his whole career, and fall off a cliff all of a sudden this fast. It don't happen that fast. You know what I'm saying? And like I'm saying, this past game against the Cardinals, I saw a rejuvenated Tyron Matthew, like he was feeling better. So I went back and I thought about that because a family member had brought it up in one of my shows back, like maybe against Patterson, when he came up and Patterson lowered his shoulder on and ran over him, maybe that's when he got hurt. I don't know. Maybe he hurt his back then too.
Hey, shit, dog, 2 weeks in a row. Leonard ran over him too. So
exactly.
You know
what I'm saying? So I'm just saying, bro. I just want to let the brother know, Sean, we ain't making no excuses, my brother, for his tackling, man. I was just saying that there's some things that we just might not know.
Yeah, it's definitely, it could be the case, man. It really could, because it wouldn't be the first time, man. I mean, something like this happened with Alvin Kamara a couple of years ago. Y'all remember when Kamara was looking all pathetic and stuff? He wasn't running hard, and then it turns out the man sitting up there hurt.
MCL.
I got you. My bad, Sean. I got you, Sean.
Fact.
Yeah.
You hit it right there.
It was his knee,
Yep.
His knee.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
But you ain't get that too much later, and a lot of family members came in. I got to give a shout out to JT, because JT, I remember saying, Q, I think something wrong with him from a health perspective. He don't look right, and it's like you can tell in the body language of players when they out there playing and when they don't look right. And definitely Tyron Matthew doesn't look right, and we know what he's capable of doing. So that's happened before. So I don't know any background on it. I don't have that information. But
I have a quick question.
The eye test is that, it could be.
Hey, Big Q, I got a quick question. I want to, I want to build along the bridges that my boy Till. I want to build another good.
Oh, you gonna be the build? Okay, you go ahead on.
There you go. My boy Till's taking a lunch break, so I got to start building.
There you go.
But this is a good question, and there's a lot of people, and we discussed this on my podcast too. And somebody said Dennis Allen has to get out of here, trade his ass, And I tell people this. Yes, it ain't the best coaching we've seen, in a while, because we always had Sean Payton. And I said, but can you really, really put all the blame just on Dennis Allen when you are watching these games that we could have won, but he's not the one on the field that fumbled the ball. He's not on the field that allowed somebody through to block a damn field goal. He wasn't the one that kicked the field goal to miss it. He didn't fumble and let the other team scoop it up for a touchdown. Like, there's a lot of big plays that, on offense, just fumbling and turnovers, and all you can do in practice is say, hey, we're going to practice an hour longer on, making sure you don't fumble. I mean, these are NFL players. These are grown men. They've been in the league. They veterans. They know what to do. AK, you rarely see him fumble, but he did. Mark Ingram had a fumbling issue when he first came to the league, but then he fixed it. So you thought he was good now, but now he's fumbling again. So, can we really blame everything on this Dennis Allen like some people do? Because I see it all the time. Dennis Allen needs to go. He's a terrible coach. But when you think about it, most of those games we would have won if it wasn't for the turnovers, and he's nothing to do with the turnovers. It's the players that are turning the ball over, not him.
But when they fumble the ball in practice, he don't say nothing. When they jump off sides in practice, he don't say nothing.
And
when
that's Alvin Kamara.
He don't say nothing. That comes from the player.
That's Kamara.
That's coaching.
Yep. Expose them.
When you got AK standing up saying something, I mean that kind of tells you something a little bit about DA, because I mean that should have been done. You shouldn't wait till you 2-5 for somebody to. I mean, for a player that had to, especially like AK, he laid back. Not saying he's not a leader, but people leading different
ways. He lead by example. He chill. Right.
When you got AK having to.
Well, CB, he couldn't lead by example. He was too busy fumbling early on.
Yeah, right. He had to get
so you can't tell him, hey, bro, you better stop doing what you're doing. It's like, man, what you talking about? You just fumbled the ball off today.
Carolina.
So it had to be somebody. I get what you're saying, but you're right. The guy wears a C on his chest, bro. He's a captain. You know what I'm saying? You got to step up.
Hey,
We
Big
should
Q.
have saw it too when Mark Ingram was
What you say,
on
buddy?
Good Morning America or whatever NFL with Sean Payton. He said, "Oh, we knew what you if you was here." What? What you mean? You know,
Yeah,
if he was here,
yeah.
what would he have said?
Yeah,
What that
because they,
mean? Like,
yeah, Till they can make it with Dennis Allen. I said this before. Dennis Allen is a coach that is a meek coach. He's non-confrontational. He's a
right?
very meek dude. He's like Pete Carmichael. They share a lot of similarities from the personality perspective. Those guys are not going to get up in players' faces like a Sean Payton would do. Sean Payton would cuss at you. We know this because Cam Jordan told us. We know this because Mark Ingram told you. He will put you in the doghouse. Sean Payton is petty. We've been knowing about what Coach Payton would chastise reporters in press conferences. He would ignore questions. You know, he was that type of dude. Dennis Allen,
Chastise
you could tell
fans.
about all that. He would. Did you ask Sean? Remember how I got on him that time when he talked about that butcher? The
Yeah.
butcher was cutting
Worry
his
about
meat. The
your
butcher,
meat.
right?
Right.
Don't worry about how I'm doing.
Worry
You
about
worry
your
about your meat. Like, hold on here,
yeah.
sucker.
Hold
I'm
on,
a season ticket holder. I'll ask you a question. Don't ask me no, So it's one of them situations where, yeah, you kind of your head getting out of touch when you start trying to handle the family base right there, because we supporting your ass. You know, you can be buck on the players all you want, but you better tone that down when it comes to the
Yeah, you
people that
work for us.
support
We
you.
don't work for you.
Right,
You work
exactly.
for us.
Yeah,
You hear
right.
me?
You know what I'm saying? And you can't. And if the guy coming from you and from a position of wanting to know, and he's wanting to know exactly what's going on, it's your job to educate him. Tell him, let him know who the hell you think you are, the Pope of the world. You can turn around and talk to him for a few minutes. So I mean, you know. But anyway, my thing is that you don't get that from Dennis Allen. You notice how the reporters, we get some great questions from the reporters. They're not afraid to ask Dennis Allen the damn thing.
Oh,
Like,
they ain't.
remember what Triplett said? Mike Triplett, shout out to Mike Triplett, man. Mike Triplett asked Dennis Allen about Demario Davis's interview recently and said, we just heard from Demario Davis. And it just seems like to me that he was reading off a prepared speech. And I paused the footage. You should have, on Dennis Allen's face, you should have seen Dennis Allen's face when he paused him on that. It's like, okay, the guy, he feel like the guy speaking from his heart, but it came and hit Triplett like it was a prepared speech. Like, it pretty much saying that it's not I ain't gonna say he feel like it's not genuine, but at the same time, you come out with a prepared speech, you can tell is hit differently than a guy coming straight from or a person speaking straight from the heart. You know, it struck me like Demario turned into Jesse Jackson right quick. Keep hope alive, you know, and all that. I'm like,
Yeah, when he
that's
preached.
cool. Yeah,
You
he
want me
was
to preach?
preaching. You want
You
me to
so
preach?
you want
No,
me to preach?
no,
Okay.
we don't want you to preach, bro. Just motivate the players to do what they're supposed to do out there. If I want to listen to preaching, I put Jesse Jackson on, and he help keep hope alive. I don't want. Let's just keep it positive and push on through. But with that being said, bro, a lot of people don't have any faith in Dennis Allen right now. He got to prove it. But go ahead, what you saying?
Oh yeah, the only thing I wanted to add on to the Dennis Allen part was
keep doing what you're doing
because
you ain't gonna never live that down. Go ahead.
because we talked about it on my podcast too, and I told people this. I said Dennis Allen kind of reminds me of me a little bit because me being in the customer service, industry working, I always tell people if they gave me that manager job, I'll do that job better than anybody in there because I'll know to hire the right people. I want to have the assholes in the building. I'll make sure I have it right. But some people are like, well, you won't be able to because you're too nice of a dude. Like, you'll let people walk over you. And I said, nobody's going to be walking over me because you're a bitch. You're out the damn bed. I'm going to hire the people that's good, that's going to do the job right. And I think that's what Dennis Allen did. He knows he's not the best offensive coach, and he knows on this team we probably don't have the best offensive people. So he went and got the playmakers to do it for you, and these people are not performing like he thinks he is. So that's why I kind of feel like it's almost like a similar thing where, oh, you're too soft of a coach, you don't say shit, or you're too soft of a person, so you're not going to be able to be a good manager. When in reality, I can because I know the type of people that need to do that job just like he does. He knows he's got the right pieces on there to do their jobs, but are they going to perform and do it? That's why I feel like sometimes you got to hold the players accountable too and be like, damn, y'all veterans, we know what you're capable of. What the hell are you doing right now? You don't need Dennis Allen to discipline you when you jump outside. You should know damn better. You're a grown-ass man. You're a veteran. You've been in the league. Show them that you know what you're doing. So, I mean, that's how I feel on some of it. Like, I don't know what y'all thoughts on that, but we talked about that too.
CB made a great point not too long ago when he talked about it shouldn't take you to get to 2-5 before you opened up your mouth. And I said he couldn't say nothing because he was fumbling. He fumbled, he had Ingram fumbled, he fumbled. But the truth of the matter is he's a captain. So if he couldn't say it with his mouth, he had to say it with his actions. But since then, you've seen Kamara really stepping up and handling the business. The Saints have been very competitive, in part largely because of his contribution. But you look around the rest of the team, you're right. The house is not on fire, but you start to smell a little smoke for them to start getting the bucking and getting it going on. So, where was Demario Davis? So where was his contribution in terms of elevating the team's performance or speaking on it as passionately as he is? Could he say as much, being that he's 20-something tackles behind Pete Werner? And truth be told, you put the tape on, Demario Davis hadn't been playing the best football either. So I guess some of our captains, they can say it, but it won't be felt the same because they're not showing it on the field. What do you guys think about that? CB, I'm going to start with you and run it around the room.
Oh, I mean, yeah, great point on that. Yeah, if they're not performing on the field, then yeah, that's definitely not showing the team that you practicing what you preach. Kind of like a practice what you preach type deal. I mean, with AK, after the fumble games, he shook back and got it together, start being the driving force on the offense.
Mm-hmm.
He got together. Cam, I'm pretty sure he's vocal in the locker room. On the defensive line, he's been the best defensive line player. I mean, have he got all the sets in the world? No, but he's contributing in other ways, in my opinion. He's a good run stopper. Far as swatting the ball, we hadn't really been doing that this year on the defensive line, but we've got guys on the defensive line that's been doing that in the past. So I think we can find ways to get back to swatting the ball down. Because we got guys that was doing that in the past that's capable of doing that.
Yeah,
now.
passing you.
Right. Yeah, we got guys that can do that. But Demario Davis, I mean, we really hadn't been putting it out there like that. I don't want to conclude that, maybe he's starting to fall off and stuff like that. No. But just imagine if Pete Werner, didn't take this leap right here, how a linebacker situation to be looking. I mean, if you really think, just imagine if he was, struggling and, maybe that groin injury was lingering on to the season. Imagine how a linebacker play. So yeah, it's really, we got some vets that need to put it in the field. And Demario, he's been a guy that we really hadn't been putting out there like that. I know he's doing as much as he can, verbally and in the locker room and stuff. But yeah, on the field, we need to be seeing his play as well. Been seeing some flashes, but yeah, his tackling, yeah, he a good bit behind Pete Werner in tackles. So yeah, good point on the vets need to put on the field what they plan. And I don't think Davenport is a captain. No, he's not a captain, but he's a vet player. He's a fifth-year player. Guys like that ain't doing nothing, got a half a sack, and we going in game number 8. I mean, the guys like that, yeah, he got to start putting something on the field, because this is one of the guys that the organization, I believe, is looking to give an extension. I believe he was, they took him over, or saving cap room to pay him, over other guys that was formerly here. I mean, that's just what I believe, what recently took place. So I mean, if they looking at him to be the future, he hasn't given us no indication that he's going to be our future defensive end. So yeah, it's a lot of guys that have to step up. But yeah, as far as vet players, yeah, Tyron is considered a vet player. I'm not sure who all the captains are, but Tyron, you would believe he is one of the top leaders in the room. He got to step up, with his play tackling. key tackling. Yeah. So basically, yeah, they just got to step up.
Yeah, I remember Ryan Nielsen said about the situation there where the press was asking about the Saints sacks and the fact that the sacks and getting more sacks on the quarterbacks and stuff like that. And Nielsen was kind of nonchalant about it. He kept making mention of the fact that sacks comes in bunches. You know, we might not have none this time, and then next thing you know, we start piling them on one app. Well, I mean, good grief, man. We need some more pressure, man, because these people have found a way how to move the ball on the Saints defense out of the shotgun. You know, and the crazy is I've not seen a Saints defense handle, even if they're throwing the ball on you, the way they're gashing you on from the shotgun. They spreading the Saints defense out, running on them and passing on them, throwing to the tune anywhere between 5 to 8 yards per completion. And you just seen the last several teams just run the same pattern. Why would they not? You think the Raiders are not going to emulate what the Cardinals did or take something from what the Bengals did? Saints can't stop you off the shotgun. I recommend that you hit them with the shotgun. And if you need to run big Josh Jacobs out of the shotgun out of a dive and see if they have success out of that. Yeah, it's a copycat league. So they're going to keep doing this stuff until the Saints stop them. Also, remember the fact that the Saints still haven't solved the conundrum of the mobile QB threat. Yeah, and guess what? One of the most mobile QB threats you have outside of Kyler Murray, who gave us some issues, Lamar Jackson on the way. But first, before we get to him, we got Derek Carr, who also can't be undertook because he has a pair of wheels on him, not up to the level of a Lamar or a Kyler or none of those guys, but he can move around if he needs to too. And he got a gun for an arm. So with that being said, fam, let's span into the Las Vegas contest and talk about it. I think it's your turn, Dolph. We're going to come to you, Randolph, on this one. Give me a score and prediction on the Raiders game, man. How you think it plays?
Well, yesterday I told the family I'm picking the Saints to lose.
Did you?
I done picked them. I done picked them every game this year and they done lost.
So the thing is reverse psychology, Randolph. Is that what's going on?
I'm trying it. I'm changing jerseys this week and everything, man.
What jersey you putting on?
Man, I done had on. I done went from the Bill Man to Bush to Breeze. Man, I even got a throwback Jimmy Graham. Man, ain't nothing working right now, man.
Where that keeping it real shirt you got on, brother?
Listen, I'm gonna have to wear this tomorrow, man. But look, man, I said that out of frustration, man, because I'm just frustrated of them beating themselves. It's one thing if we went out on this field and the other team just beat us. You know what I'm saying? Just beat us. They were just better than us, and they beat us. But that's not the situation. That's not what's going on. So to give a score for tomorrow, not after sleeping on it last night, man, I got the Saints 23-20, man. 23-20 tomorrow.
By a field goal. Saints.
By a field goal, and I got my boy. Y'all already know who I'm about to say. My boy gonna score tomorrow. You already know.
Traquan.
That's right. Y'all can hate all y'all want. He's still here. He making plays too, baby. He making plays.
There you go.
Shout out to my dog.
All right, Till, coming to you, brother.
Prediction, man. I'm gonna have to go with us, man. And I piggyback on Dolph said. Like I felt like it's not been one team that just came out here just like they're better than us. We really beat ourselves, put ourselves in bad positions. At the first, it was the offense not helping out the defense. Now it's reversed. The offense putting up the point defense. And it's been mostly injuries and us killing ourselves. So I see us coming out with it. AK and spoke. I hope that it resonated with the team. So I'm going to give us 24-14. Saints, let's go. We like that. You heard me?
Till 24-14, bro?
24-14.
Okay, I like
24-14.
Okay, I'll take that, man. I'll take 23-20, 24-14, 28-0. Anything that involves the Saints win, regardless, bro. We need to win best way we can. Good. Hoodie, coming to you, bro, on the game. What's your score prediction and on the Saints Raiders?
If I had to guess, I'll say that I've been picking my Saints to win. Like I said, we got to clean it up. I say the Saints can win this, but like I said, the defense has been struggling. So if they don't get it together, I said the Saints still can win this 38-35.
38-35. Yeah, close game, man. Close game. You know what? That's the thing, man. The Randolph saying is frustrating. I said the same thing, bro, about watching the Saints play. And I'm like, this team is so talented. Sometimes people can't see it because of the frustration of watching the dysfunctional football. Because a lot of the times the Saints will be blowing these teams away if they were not turning the ball over, having dumb penalties at inopportune times, calling the right play but putting the wrong players in the game. You know, stuff like that gets to a point where it's dysfunctional, and almost you would feel like not that they're doing it on purpose, but it's like unconscious self-sabotaging going on, where you got the Raiders and the referees, and then of course your own ineptitude to make correct plays and stay on code is which it hurts us every time. So that's been maddening to me when I do these watch party streams. I sit up there and watch, y'all see live reactions of me saying, man, what the hell was that? What's going on here? You know,
Q, they don't know how tough that is, Q. They're doing it, watching it live, and just going through the emotion. And
yeah, they see it all, Till. You see it.
Right.
Oh,
you do the
Q.
same thing. Yeah, go ahead. Go what you got.
Oh, I forgot to say, I know Dolph said Traquan with the touchdown tomorrow. That's his prediction too.
Yes,
I got a good prediction for you. Rashid Shaheed touches it one more time for another touchdown and don't see the ball again.
That's not
he would have had 3 if Dalton would have found him on that route down the sideline. He threw it outside when he would have had a touchdown. Then he had that guy toasted. He had him burnt.
Hey,
That'd have been one.
Hey, Q, Hoodie, not on the touchdown, but him not seeing the ball again. Let's not predict. That's what I'm saying. We want that touchdown,
that could be.
But let's see that him in the game plan. Come on, Pete.
Oh, yeah, I would love that.
Yeah, but listen, there's one more thing, man. There's a big problem with this team. We going into week 8, and you got one of the most explosive and talented players in the entire National Football League who does not have a touchdown. Pete Carmichael. Why in the hell does Alvin Kamara not have a touchdown yet?
That's insane, man.
Yeah.
Not one. I'm talking about week 8. We're going to week 8. This man does not have one touchdown, man.
He's about to.
And I don't understand how week after week Taysom Hill produces in the first half, but they show shots in the second half. He's standing right behind Pete Carmichael the whole second half.
There's no rationale for that. But you know what? It is a rationale, Randolph. This is coming straight from the horse's mouth, horse being Pete Carmichael said, and Dennis Allen said this too, was that the fact that was Taysom Hill hurt? Remember, that was a speculation. He has to be hurt for him not to be, because that what a rational person would say. Well, he got to be hurt. That's the only reason why Taysom Hill, who won the Seattle game by itself, you know, that's the only reason why you're not playing him, because he was hurt. And Carmichael said, no. And Dennis Allen said, no, he wasn't hurt. And then they alluded to say, yeah, it was just the flow of the game. Well, it just was the flow of the game. We got caught up in the flow of the game. And I'm like, caught up in the flow of the game, fool. Flow of the game, that's another, it's momentum. That's what they're talking about. You control the momentum of the game. It's not a invisible thing. Like people think like inflation in the economy, that's just an invisible thing that slides from side to slide and it'll pop up out of the water and just smack the hell out of you. No, inflation is controlled by people that control money. It's the same thing on the football field, that the momentum of the game is controlled by the team who dares to say that this is my game, this is my line, this is for me and not for you, and then go out on the field and possess the ball. You know, these things called possessions. You take the ball and you possess it. You control the clock, and in controlling the clock, you control the flow of the game, which is the momentum. You take that away from them. That's what it is. And if I know that, they should know that. You know, you don't let the Easter Bunny or Santa Claus type ass thinking about energy in the game, man. What's this? Well, it's just the flow of the game. That's what happened. Wherever the wind blows is where the playbook goes. I mean, this is ridiculous. But anyway, CB. Yeah, what you said, Dolph?
No, I'm just saying, it makes no sense. So, like you saying, man,
that's what he said.
They're playmakers. Those are your playmakers. You want those are the people you want to get the hands you want to have on the ball. And I see somebody in the chat saying, they keen on Alvin Kamara. They've been keen on Alvin Kamara since he's been in the Saints uniform.
Indeed.
So that's an excuse. You know what I'm saying? It's up to the coaching staff. A coach's job is simple: to put your players in the best position to
win
be
ball
successful,
games.
to win the ball game.
Yep.
And right now, Pete Carmichael has not been doing that. Has he gotten better?
Correct.
I'm gonna say he's gotten better from early in the season.
Yeah.
He has gotten better. We have to admit that. You know, we're gonna keep it real. We're gonna admit that he has gotten better. You know, the offense no, he couldn't get no worse. The offense
getting better by default.
By default, man. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I got to say, man.
No, you said the offense. What about the offense, Randolph? What you was gonna say on that? That what you?
Yeah, the offenses, man, like the execution, the offense has found their identity. The Saints are one of the top running teams in the National Football League.
It took them some time to get there, Randolph.
It took them some time, but when they got there, they there. And when I say one of the top, now the offensive line, they mauling people. And I'm gonna say it on Q show. I'm gonna say it on the big platform on the Godfather show. All y'all who were hating and wanting Cesar Ruiz traded and out of here, y'all, where y'all at now? Where you at now? Because right now he's been the most consistent offensive lineman the entire season. He's outplaying Ramczyk. He's outplaying Eric McCall. He's outplaying her.
Where y'all at?
And
he's outplaying Pete. And Pete might be the second best consistent tackle. Y'all talking about get rid of Pete, but you see what happens with Pete not in the game? Y'all see Throckmorton? That what y'all want? Come on, man. That's all cute. Because I'm about to go on the spiel right now, man.
I said, Q, it's your time because you've been saying it. Now is the time this year. 2 rushes.
First down.
Yeah, man.
2 rushes, first down. CB, what you got, bro? What you think about the game prediction and score prediction and how the game finishes out?
Ooh, score prediction. I'm gonna keep it hot for my confidence level. I'm not confident in this game, but of course I'm gonna ride with the boys.
Why not, bro? Why you not confident? Don't you have confidence in Dennis Allen?
No, but I believe if we just talking about offense, I believe they're gonna try to get Shaheed involved, which they should, but I don't think they're gonna, get them involved in different ways. I think they're gonna try to force them the ball downfield, and it's gonna possibly be a turnover. That's just like Olave when when we played the Bucks, when Jameis kept trying to force feed Olave. I'm talking about the exact same play instead of feeding them the ball and other types of routes, and it resulted in turnovers. Just because we know he can stretch the field, try to get him the ball in other ways, whether it's some slants or he just need the ball in his hands. I think he can make some shape, but I know they're gonna try to get him the ball more. Like I said, they should. We down receivers, he got to get it, but I just hope they don't try to do it in a one-dimensional fashion. And I believe that's what they're gonna do. That's why I'm kind of my confidence ain't up there on the offensive side. But with that being said, I think we're gonna pull it out 24-20, low scoring game. But I do want to say this. I know y'all probably not talked about it. We were just talking about how the play calling has progressed, especially the run game. It took time to get to the run game.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna be honest. Like I said, I'm not really into the debates with the quarterbacks. I know y'all done hit on it, but I do think with them going over Andy, that's pretty much saying that Jameis, they really don't see Jameis as being the future quarterback moving forward. If they say he's healthy and he's not out there. But, and I'm not making no excuse for Jameis or nothing like that, but those first 2 games, we was not running the ball at all. We really didn't start running the ball till Andy got it. That Seahawks game, we ran the ball, 40 times? We ran the ball 40 times, so that kind of, that took pressure off Andy as well, the way he didn't have to, drop back. And the first 3 games was those divisional games. Our division gonna send blitzes because they know we've been having issues with that, especially, in the interior. In the past, we had a lot of issues with the interior blitzing, and they sent the dogs, and we was unsuccessful. But I just wanted to put that out there, as far as that. But Yeah, as far as this matchup, long as we're not trying to force feed anybody, we know Olave out there. Let's just spread the ball around. We got somebody else that's just taking his opportunity and taking it on up the mountain. So get Shaheed involved, and of course AK and Taysom Hill. You got to get those guys involved when we're in the red zone. Why do we got to be passing the ball when we got guys like that in the backfield that we can run the ball, keep the ball on the ground.
CB, you mentioned the Seattle game, man. We had 48 carries in that game, bro. We've not gotten close to that. Now we did. I'm looking at the statistics from the Cincinnati Bengals matchup. We had 34 rushes in there, but we had 36 pass attempts. So it kind of the pass attempts was more than the rush attempts. We did get 30, but that's one of those games when we usually hit that marker, we win. That's that's one of those fluky explosive plays that kind of killed us. That was another game the Saints should have had. But do we get what? This will be the last question for the family members for the family members. Tell everybody where they could be, where their platforms are. Do the Saints get 35 rush attempts this matchup?
Yes.
Go ahead, Hoodie.
I say yes.
Okay. What say you, Randolph? You think we get 35 or more rushing the ball this time? Better ask question would be, do the Saints have more rush attempts than pass attempts?
They better. They better. It's a recipe for disaster. Because every time the Saints pass, over 35 or 40 times a game, they lose. So yeah, we have to run the ball. They have to, man. They have to. That's their calling card now. Everything's based off the run.
You got Max Crosby and Chandler Jones coming for you. So we gotta keep the ball on the ground.
It can't be one dimensional against them.
Got to be very balanced against this team, man. Got to, man. We got to run the ball. Like we said, through crisis we found our identity. Through all injury, we found our identity. Our offensive line have been producing on the ground. We see Latavius Murray and we lost our socks. Like, look what he's doing. But now, if you looked at the stats, he was going 3 point some yards without even getting touched. That's how they was opening up the holes for him. So we have to run the ball. We have to continue going to our strength and open it up. And truthfully, that's what we are supposed to do. And it's first 2 games of the season. We playing our divisional games, and James getting hurt while we didn't. But he's one of the best play action quarterbacks out there. So we need to go to our strength and help out Andy Dalton. We can't rely on him to lead us to victory on his own. We need to run the ball and let him make the right and smart plays with the receivers and backfield. Because I know one thing. Alvin Kamara is very happy with Andy because he's going to throw it to Kamara. He's going to make those. So let's feed Kamara.
That's true.
Let's feed Kamara and get him involved. Yes, and we'll take it. We used to somebody. We used to somebody just like that. And Kamara is too. So we got to run the ball. We got to make sure we very balanced. Let's hit him in the mouth early and then put that pressure on him. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I think we're gonna be a very balanced team. If not, it's gonna be an uphill battle. And we throwing over 35 times for that means we playing from behind and we trying to catch up. So let's dictate this game and run that ball. 2 rush.
First down. And of course, on the Arizona Saints matchup of last week, bro, the count attempts, pass attempts versus rushing attempts, 29-29. So you mentioned it. We found our identity, Till. In the game, it got to be on the rush, man. Let's bludgeon these people with the rush. And let me tell you something, they're not very good defensively either of stopping the run. We need to punish them guys with the run, no doubt about it.
Yeah.
All right, Hoodie, last comment, bro. Then we're going to get everybody to break down their platforms. Go ahead, my friend.
Yeah, just the last question because it is coming up Tuesday, and I doubt we get a roundtable in before Tuesday. The question is there anybody on this Saints roster that you would like to see the Saints trade and get some picks back for? Or is there anybody that you say, out on another team that you think that is tradable or that is on the trade block that you would like to see the Saints trade for that can help this team out?
That's a great question, Hoodie.
Because it's Tuesday's trade deadline, so
I'm staying back. I'm staying pat what I got right now. With this division where it is, this conference the way it is, I'm staying pat right now. I'm not moving out. I'm still on this pack, man. I'm still feel like we have a light at the end of the tunnel, and I believe we can really make something with this team. I don't really see it shake nothing up. Now, it might be some people out there you might add to the team. I seen Q other day you brought up Malcolm Brown. That'd have been great. I even kicked playing Sue, see if he wants something. But as far as trading anybody to get draft picks at, I don't think we at that point right now. I still think if we get healthy, we still have a good team. We have a real good team that's trying to find themselves. We just got to get fully healthy. So trading somebody for picks and stuff like that level, I don't think so. But just adding a couple of people, like Q say, Malcolm Brown, maybe Sue, see if he want to play. But it looks like he really don't. But that'll be it. But not trade anybody. I'll stay pat where we at.
What you think, CB?
I agree. I think we should stay pat, but I mean, I just put it out. I don't know, what the future holds for Mike. Hopefully he can come back soon. But I mean, I know some people saying trade Mike, but I don't think his value is good enough for us. I mean, do a team want to take on, his salary, and he's been kind of injury. He hadn't been on the field the last 2 seasons. Then he come back. Now he back out. I think it's turf toe. They really didn't say it was turf toe, but he's been out this long. I believe it's turf toe.
Right.
So besides him, I mean, who else can we possibly trade to get some good value? I mean, I really ain't, got to that point. But if it was like, just say if the Bucks or somebody, if the Bucks was running away with the division or something like that, and just say we go out Sunday and lose and we drop, I mean, I could kind of see a possibility that the Saints can at least entertain it, but I don't think. Yeah, I think we should stay pat, the division wide open. But other than that, man, the Saints just need to focus on getting better. They know the only thing they need to take away from the division being open is that the season is not over, as far as them, making a run at the division. But they just need to focus on getting better as a team, first and foremost. Yeah, keep everybody intact. Hopefully, Mike and Jobs can come back soon and just make a run.
Yeah, bro, that makes a great point. Division situation. I know I've heard people say some really ridiculous things as of late, man, and it's the team is not far off right now. And if you watch these games, it's not the fact that these teams are blowing the Saints away. It's the fact that the Saints are dysfunctional. They're turning the ball over way too much. They're missing tackles. And sooner or later, there's way too many veterans with pride that understand before they'll step up and galvanize. It's 2-5. I've showed the president. I've talked about, the black and gold and what they've been over the last several years. And yeah, they got some stuff they have to deal with. They lost Drew Brees 2 years ago and Sean Payton last year. That's a lot for anybody to overcome. But if anybody could do it, wouldn't it be the Who Dat Nation? Yeah, so with that being said, Randolph, what you think about that, bro? Any trade options you're looking at?
Like CB said, and I'd probably just stay pat right now. If they were to make a trade, of course, the name that's been out there is Bradley Chubb from Denver. But I mean, like CB said, man, let's just get healthy. Let's start playing better. The division is right there. All is not lost. Let's get some bodies back and let's make a run at this thing, man. So I wouldn't trade anyone. And I see in the chat, some of y'all are hilarious when you put up Zach Vaughn and Nick Vannett. What y'all think we gonna get for Zach Vaughn and Nick Vannett? a big shot in a pecan candy. That's about it, bro. Yeah. I mean, I know, but nah, Q, I don't think we should make a trade. I think we should stay pat, man, and just start playing better, man.
Yeah, hey, indeed, bro. Yeah, what you got, Hoodie?
I was just telling you, so my situation, there was two things I want to say about the trade point. Number one, just our run game's been so good with the O-line running it, and we just want to keep that run game going, so whenever you do have a fully healthy Jameis and you want to decide to put him back in to run that play action package, I would love to trade for a guy like Kareem Hunt who's on the table and trade a 4th or a 5th round for that brother and let him team up with Kamara. Because duo right there would be scary as hell. Then you have Mark Ingram, basically as your third guy, if you need to. But the other thing I wanted to talk about the trade thing was somebody told me this other day, and we were talking about it at work, and we said Michael Thomas has been out for a while now, for like 4 weeks, I think now, and we said it could be the turf toe, whatever. And Dennis Allen keeps, every time he's asked about it, he's quickly to say, yes, I'll see him back on the field. Yes, I'll see him back on the field, like really quick. He said, the trade deadline's Tuesday, right? He said, what if they just hold Michael Thomas out and they just eventually plan on trading him? So somebody told me that at work, and I said, well, I don't see us trading him because he's a good receiver. But then again, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, yeah, he hasn't played in 4 weeks now straight, and the trade deadline is Tuesday. And he's not playing this weekend too. So
yeah, I see what they're saying with that hood. I don't think I just don't think it's feasible to trade Mike Thomas in terms of the money. I mean, and how much you think you're gonna get for a player if he is suffering with an injury right now, and it is some toe issue, and yeah, like CB said, we don't know if it's a turf toe. That was never admitted. They're just saying it's a toe, and we putting turf on top of it because usually that probably would be the main reason why he's missing this much time. It makes sense to us to say it's an inflamed toe. It's a turf toe, right? So I mean, even though they're not saying that, but contractually feasible, I don't think you'll get much for Mike Thomas if you trade him. Who's gonna take him right now at that interval? His trade level, his value is very low, and monetarily speaking, we would have to eat so much dead money, and we have to get them to take over all of them. I just don't think that work. I don't think the Saints are looking to bottom out. I don't think the Saints are in the mind frame of just cutting the team out, saying we at week 8 we are a dumpster fire and we're going to trade everybody away like the Carolina Panthers. Now, I know a lot of the family members think that we are a lot better than the Carolina Panthers. No disrespect to my boys at Dave and Rashard at the PNP camp, but we most certainly have a higher regard. We're not, our coach ain't the best in the world, but he's a lot better than a fired-ass Matt Rule, I would think. We got a very talented team, and I don't think we should bottom out right now and get rid of all of our players and play for the draft. I mean, we just have to play like we saying. The Saints have to execute and stop all these mistakes, and I think they got that in them. But let's go to you, Randolph, bro. We're gonna start with you, bro. Tell the people about your platform, bro, and where you could be reached.
Man, I appreciate it, man. Y'all see it right here, the Keeping It Real Who That Sports podcast. Myself and my co-host, the legendary Coach Rock. We're on every Wednesday and Friday, 8:30 p.m. Central, man. We have good content, man. Look. His name Keeping It Real, and that's what we do, man. The family in the chat, from myself and Coach, we keep it real. I ain't gonna sugarcoat your ears or nothing. I ain't gonna tell you nothing just because it sounds right. And also every Sunday at 5 p.m. we have the kickback. On the kickback is, hey man, it's therapeutic, man, and we done need some therapy these last couple of weeks. Everybody come in, man. It's no hose barred. You come in. I immediately open up the lines. You come in, you say exactly how you feeling after the game. You get it off your chest, and we gonna go to other subjects. We gonna play music. We gonna be in the background on the grill. We gonna be in the kitchen fishing chicken, cooking and everything. And we gonna have comedy with Brother Wallace. Shout out to Brother Wallace. Y'all know who that is. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Brother Wallace. That's my dog, man. So but yeah, the Keeping It Real Who That Sports podcast. Every Wednesday and Friday at 8:30 p.m. Central, and every Sunday after the Saints game, the kickback at 5 p.m. And Q, I want to thank you for having me on your platform. My big brother, ain't nothing but love, man.
Shout out to you, Brother Randolph. Appreciate you, bro. And you're doing a lot of fantastic work. You, Hooded, Till, all y'all doing fantastic. Of course, my boy CB been in it for a while doing his thing as well. A lot of talent in this room right now, man, and a lot of great talent and high IQ. Let me tell you. Coming to you, Till. Shout out to you, bro.
Oh man! First of all, I gotta shout out Big Q for having us on, man. It's always a blessing, man. I appreciate you every time for sharing your platform and sharing your family members, because we all family, man. But
that's right.
I'm 1/4 of Nola Breaux, man. Me and my brothers, we've been best friends for about 20 years. Been knowing them brothers since 8th grade year, and we many things we have in common, but the things that we have in common is the love for our New Orleans sports, and that's the New Orleans Saints and New Orleans Pelicans. We cover every game. We go live every game. Tomorrow, man, we have a double streamer, man. We got the Saints and the Pelicans, so we're gonna be busy, man. So if you're feeling down with the Saints, don't trip. Come over to the Pelicans, because we cutting up over there too. So I like to thank everybody, man. Shout out to Big Q, man. Shout out to Dolph, man. Real good brother Hoodie. Shout out to CB, man. I think this is my first or second time, but I'll also check your stuff out, man.
Yeah,
So
if,
I just want to say, man, I just love this family. I appreciate Big Q. Once again, it's Nola Breaux. You know what I'm saying? Cajun Way. Check us out, man. Bring that energy. Very entertaining, and it's facts. You know what I'm saying? So come support the channel, man. Come be a broette, man. Thank you again, Hoodie. Big Q. Shout out to Hoodie. Shout out to everybody in here, man.
Cause we like that.
We like that.
Yeah.
Man.
Coming to you, CB, bro.
Oh man. First off, Big Q, appreciate you for having me on, fam.
Shout out, bro.
Definitely been a bit supportive of your podcast for a while. For the ones that don't know, man, I'm the host of the WDN Chatline podcast. I have my co-host WD and Saints Uptown. Pretty sure you guys know who they are, but we got the WDN Chatline podcast going. We offer a variety of content. Of course, we do our podcast. We do a preview show, then we do the post-game show. But sometime during the week, I'll run a Madden stream against our upcoming opponent. So for the ones that's interested, gamers, y'all come check me out. It'll be sometime later in the week. The days vary, but we have our podcast going. We got the Madden streams going, and I know you guys know about our highlight videos. Shout out to WD, my co-host. He's done a hell of a job making these Saints highlight videos.
That's right.
With that being said, we hadn't been able to put out no Saints highlight videos.
Come on,
New
bro.
Orleans Saints ain't been giving us nothing to put out.
That's right. You don't do low life videos, so there you
go. Until I think you give us something to put out, then ain't nothing to put out. So hopefully start Sunday.
Yes, sir.
My boy WD something to start working on for a fantastic highlight vid. Because my boy be putting in work. So shout out to my team, man. Once again, y'all come check us out, WDN Chatline Podcast. Shout out to Till. For first time, I'm seeing y'all heard of your podcast, fam. I'm gonna definitely get in contact with you. We're gonna definitely tap in with each other. Same with Dolph, Hoodie Jude. We've been tapping in, you and Big Q. But Dolph and Till, man, looking forward to working with
Same here, my brother.
Big support of you, bro. I look forward to the Madden streams, bro, and the videos, bro. I'll be checking you out every week with it, man. Keep up the great work, bro. Real talk, bro.
Yeah, I come through and check you out, CB, brother. Great job over there, bro. I appreciate you.
Hoodie, what's up, brother? Talk to the people.
Okay, you saved the best for last? Nah, this joke. Shout out to my brother Till, 1/4 of the Nola Breaux. Shout out to my man Randolph, who's doing great things on his channel, man. And Randolph, man, you motivate me to make me, keep doing my stuff too. Because when you came on my podcast and you said, listening to you talk, listening to Big Q, and he said, you kind of motivate me to kind of start my own channel, and that just kind of makes me feel better. Because like when I watched Big Q and Aaron, from the BNG breakdown, they motivated me to do it. So we all helping each other, motivating each other. So that's great thing to hear. And also shout out to CB, man, on the WDN chatline, man. Y'all channel is good. I'm always tuning in, listening to y'all stuff whenever I can. And if y'all want to find me, I just got to search up Hoodie Jew, man, on YouTube. And Big Q and the guys, just want to let y'all know real quick, next month is going to be November. So that's when we're going to be starting up our, fundraiser and raising money for the Children's Hospital again, like we did last year. So we're going to be doing that, giving people about 2 months to, donate if they would like to for the Children's Hospital. We're going to buy some stuff. Last year, we raised $700 in 2 weeks. So we're gonna do it for 2 months to see what we can raise. And just to let y'all know, we will be making over 700 for sure, because the guy that I work with, he said him and his people dealt with the children's hospital when they was younger, and they love helping kids. So he said he's gonna match what we made last year. So he's automatically donating 700 to start off.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
So,
Great, man. That's
Good,
great.
man.
Yes, sir.
All right, Hoodie. Congratulations on that, man. Great call, man. And congratulations and big ups to all the family members in the building. And I'd like to thank everybody for chiming in on this episode of the roundtable of this time around, roundtable number 3. And we'll be doing some more in the near future. We'll get back together and hash it out. And we will be looking at how the Saints about to get ready to turn this thing around. And we are going to remember the people that was saying, like WB3 in the chat, that the Saints is cooked food. Now I don't know what that means, because I thought cooked food means is good. So I might be misinterpreting what Willie's saying, but cooked food is good to me. So I'm gonna interpret what Willie's saying is cooked food, meaning the Saints are good. You know, they're gonna be good, you know, into the future. So cook food, you know, that's what I interpret that. So with that being said, man, shout out to all of y'all. Appreciate y'all chiming in. Thank you, brothers, for chiming in as well.
Much love,
and
brother.
We're gonna be back on the Sports Coma tomorrow for the watch party, man. You know, we're gonna be up in the building, calling that thing from play to play. So all of the Raiders people, they're gonna be in the building. I'm pretty sure one of my favorite Raiders, Jason, commented. And you know, Jason is the guy with the raspy voice that comes on. He go, he said it's time, so we're gonna be hearing from him tomorrow. You know, or something in the chat. He's gonna be talking. So we got to get this W, and we will tomorrow. So shout out to the fam. I'm gonna holler at y'all on the flip side, man. Feel free to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, and also go and join these fellas platforms. They working their asses off. This stuff ain't easy, family. It's not easy at all. In the Who Dat Nation, we support each other here. We not like the Dallas Cowboy people or the Los Angeles Ram people. We ain't going for self. We a unit. We work together, and that's how it's supposed to be. So with that being said, I'm out of this joint. A shout out to the fam, and I'm holler at y'all on the flip side. Peace. Who dat?
Who that? Who that?
Yeah. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Long as I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. Sports Coma, yeah, this is where we do that. Where we do that at. Where we do that at. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that at. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. I'm a who that. Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Somebody please better help. Running this thing like Elf. I thank God every day I'm not a felt. Go to YouTube Live with Big Q and the guys. If you ain't ride or die, the bandwagon get flipped. Been marching in, that was way for the ring. I was yelling out your chain for the championship. Bucking on Tampa, duck down. Falcons, pluck, get shut down. Panthers ain't much touchdown. The vision really belong to us now. So much hate on the Saints, you could probably tell. Ever since Bounty Gate hit the NFL, when things seem fishy, then you probably smell the crooked referees on Roger Goodell. Yeah, probably like this, and I'm a who that. Every day I'm living, I'm a who that. Lose or winning, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that. Where we do that at. Where we do that at. Where we do that, where we do that, where we do that at. Boogie like Benson, I'm a who that. It's the Sports Coma, this is where we do that.
You're listening to the Sports Coma with Big Q and the guys on the PRO Media Network.
Say they gon' beat them Saints. Who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that? Who that? Who that say they gon' beat them Saints? Who that? Who that?
Pro Shop. That's right, the Pro Shop is the platform store where you can go and buy all the latest merch to support the platform. Available at the Pro Shops, we have dozens of hundreds of products available for you and your family. Unisex tees for men and women, hoodies and sweatshirts, tank tops, kids and baby items, long sleeve tees, mugs, pillows, wall art, bath bedding, face masks, phone cases, stickers, bags, fanny packs, socks, hats, and many other items. Please feel free to check out the Pro Shops. The link is in the description section below. And remember, it helps the platform continue to grow. Check out the Pro Shop and Who That too.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us. The Who That